Ousmane Dembélé has now been officially crowned as the winner of the 2025 Ballon d'Or, a ceremony that took place yesterday which I personally attended, as evident by my black and gold cap representing the colours of the ceremony, with the UFC very much standing for Unified Footballing Cup. And to tell you the truth, if one was to judge solely on the reactions of a selective set of supporters circulating the soul-sucking cyberspace of social media, you'd think this was as bad of a call as 2024, 2021, 2002, 2020. Yeah, nah, let's be real. No one thinks this was as bad as 2023. But even so, there's no doubt that there is a huge number of you who've had overwhelmingly negative overreaction. And yes, this indeed is coming from someone who himself would not have elected Ousmane for the award. More on that later, more on me later. But now back to you. So if I were to ask you the question straight up, did Dembélé deserve the Ballon d'Or? It won't be too much of a surprise if the majority answers were no. And that is because, well, let's spend a lot of time on the internet. I know how you lot think, and listening, reading and absorbing and eventually telling you how wrong and dumb you are is basically my job. So for the sake of doing my job before Roy Keane screams at me, here's the mistake you young and reactionary fans make when it comes to these awards. And in turn, here's why a lot of you disagree with Dembélé's Ballon d'Or win. You see, what a lot of you are yet to fully grasp is that the Ballon d'Or is an exercise in trying to take a subjective matter and make it as objective as possible. Because at the end of the day, the best player will always depend on opinions. It's like flavor of ice cream. Those who like chocolate would have probably agreed with Dembélé's award, as it was the obvious choice from the get-go. Of course, those who like caramel would have probably opted for someone like Mo Salah. This is because he was more pleasing to the eye. The vanilla lovers most probably would have opted for someone like Cole Palmer, and that's because of the plain nature of the guy, nothing else. Whereas those who love mint would have probably gone for someone like Victor Gyökeres, for no reason other than the fact that you're probably a fucking weirdo. Mint is disgusting. Why would you choose to snack on frozen toothpaste? Spaz. But you see, in order to not divulge into that different flavor of ice creams like debate, you'll have to look at the Ballon d'Or winner not as who you deem the best with your eyes, but the individual who ticks all the boxes in a certain criteria. Like, I'm pretty sure most of you are either at or just come out of school, and therefore you'd very much be aware that the student who gets the most marks in essay-based subjects like English isn't always the most creative writer, but the one who follows a specific structure best, like PEE, point, evidence, explanation. And as far as the Ballon d'Or criteria, which again is this, Ousmane Dembélé, just like I said in this video, was very much the rightful winner. He had 51 goal contributions in 53 games and was no doubt decisive, as he had at least one goal contribution in every Champions League game since the return leg against Liverpool in the last 16. He did it as part of treble winners, and he is generally known as one with good character, as evident by him only being booked once in this entire season. So for once, the Ballon d'Or this year no doubt practiced what they preached. However, as I have already said, and as some of you may have already known before this video, Dembélé would not have been my personal pick this year. My pick would have been between Mohamed Salah and the individual I most likely would have went for if I was backed into a corner, Nuno Mendes. So much for the Muslim bias, fucking moron. And why would I have picked Nuno? My criteria is different and, well, far better than the official Ballon d'Or criteria. And yes, this is my criteria. Come on, you should know this by now, all four of you. And much like myself, if you're someone who strongly disagreed with Dembélé's selection yesterday, you probably don't realize this because of your age and something which I imagine is more or less identical the number of your age, IQ levels, but Dembélé most likely just didn't fit your own criteria of a Ballon d'Or winner. We've all got a criteria lodged somewhere in our brains, my friends. It's just wrong-uns like me who make the effort to write it down. Which brings me to my next mission, to turn all you lot into wrong-uns just like me. Trust me, it's a lot more fun on this side of the road. So, if you're someone who disagreed with Ousmane Dembélé's Ballon d'Or yesterday, I want you to, number one, tell me who your pick was, and number two, give me at least a rough tally of your personal criteria. It doesn't have to be as detailed as mine. Don't think you have enough time or brain cells for that, but think about it properly and give me a vague idea. And yes, don't worry, I am well aware that some of you are just rolling your eyes thinking this is just long and unnecessary, but trust me when I say, children, this sort of exercise really goes a long way in promoting a healthy debate. As a matter of fact, I must admit I currently am feeling a bit of shame in not suggesting something like this a little earlier, which I'm sure I would have if Messi's last two weren't merely for comedic relief. And that is that. Agree or disagree beats indifference. Once again, don't forget to like and share, comment on who you think should have won the Ballon d'Or as well as your own criteria, and of course, please do subscribe. Till next time, you keep rolling.